Hello and welcome to another video from Between the Ropes TV. I'm joined by Yas. Yas, how are you doing?
I'm good, Ray. How are you doing?
I'm not too bad, pal. I'm not too bad. Guys, tonight we're just going to run through our own pound for pound top 5 female boxers. Female boxing is buzzing at the moment. Although we've had the unfortunate cancellation of the Sky Boxer all-female card, that's due to circumstances nobody could have prevented. It's only fair and only just that we pay tribute to that card, which is going to be held on October 15th by talking through our own respective pound for pound top 5 female boxers. Yes, I'm going to go to you to give me your number 5.
Yeah, literally. Thank you to all the viewers watching this. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel at Between the Ropes TV and our Instagram page. Ray just literally hit on the nail on the head there. It's a shame that we couldn't get the fight on, but obviously, may the Queen rest in peace. That fight has now been pushed forward to October the 15th, and I believe that it only makes that fight even more intriguing now. The story continues, the rivalry continues.
The
But
build-up
anyways,
continues,
let's get into it. My number 5 in the pound for pound list for the female boxers is Cecilia Burkhus.
Yeah.
Because my reason for this is because she's created a history. She is the first woman boxer to in any weight division to hold all 4 belts simultaneously, and she also won the undisputed welterweight title in 2014. She then went on to hold on to it and for about 5-6 years, and then she also had 10 fights as an undisputed champion. So that's why she gets into my number 5. What about you, Ray?
For my number 5, I'm going to go for Mikaela Mayer. In my pound for pound list, I look at lots of different things. I look at opponents that the boxers face. I look at what they've done in their respective division and other divisions. But I also look at how good that particular fighter is in their skill level. And Mikaela Mayer looks a complete skill level above her opponents, and that's why I was so intrigued to see how she deals with Alicia Bungana, who's no mug, very offensively gifted, but perhaps technically and in terms of ring IQ, just isn't on that level as what Mikaela Mayer is, but she's still a very good fighter. So in terms of skill level, I'm going to have to go with Mikaela Mayer because she just looks on fire at the moment. Who's your number 4, Yas?
My number 4 is Jessica McCaskill. The reason being she defeated she's the current unified featherweight world champion, and my bad.
Welterweight.
He defeated the undisputed welterweight champion who had been reigning for about 5 years in what's her name? Breakhouse.
Yeah.
And she's obviously gone on to have 2 title defenses since then. And obviously for me, she beat the fighter who had been there, done it. So for me, she has to get in, and she's beaten her twice as well.
Yeah. I would have to go with Jessica McCaskill for my number 4. She's undisputed at welterweight, like you just rightly pointed out, and she's got a very interesting fight against Chantel Cameron coming up very soon. So we're looking forward to that fight. But I just like the relentless aggression from Jessica McCaskill, and I don't like that style of boxing. I'm more into Mikaela Mayer, etc. On the back foot, but what I like about McCaskill is she makes short work of her opponents, and if you look at her resume, it's mightily impressive as well. We're going on to number 3 now, Yasia. What are you seeing for number 3?
My number 3 has got to be Amanda Serrano. She is the current unified featherweight world champion. She is the only Puerto Rican to win world titles in 4 or more weight classes. And she's also been noted as, Boxer of the Year for the WBO in 2016 and 18.
Yeah. Also, I'm going to go for Amanda Serrano for my number 3. I mean, Amanda Serrano, I know this is a boxing channel, but her reputation exceeds boxing, it ventures into MMA. But what I like about her is she's won 9 world titles in 7 different weight categories. There's a chance for her when she fights for the IBF in a couple of weeks' time that she can make that 10. She's just phenomenal. The way, I mean, it's the last fighter I saw, male or female, to do that. You were looking at somebody like Manny Pacquiao. That just tells you how unique of a talent she is. Her fighting repertoire skills are just amaze me. So, and she's got plenty more left in the tank as well. So, who's your number two, Yas?
My number two is Katie Taylor. She's currently the undisputed lightweight champion, and she's also a two-weight world champion. She's a London 2012 Olympic gold medalist, and she's also been an undisputed lightweight champion for about 3 years now. And she's had the big fights on the big stage. You think about from them days of when she fought on the AJ cards, from the Manchester Arena to Wembley Stadium to MSG to Principality Stadium to even recently headlining her own show, a sold-out show at MSG for that historic fight against Serrano. It's got to be her for me.
Yeah. I'm gonna mix it up. I'm gonna tell you who I'm gonna go for number two. My number two is gonna be Claressa Shields. Claressa Shields, undisputed in two weight categories. Her amateur status says it all. For me, although she's undisputed in two weight categories, the thing I like about Claressa Shields is the quality of her opponents. For me, if you look at who she's beaten, there's a long list of women who have then gone on to become world champions themselves. For me, that speaks volumes. But I'm putting her in as my number two, because for me, my number one for pound has got to be a star. And I think the fact that Claressa Shields is coming over here to fight doesn't necessarily prove her greatness, but that's because she can't sell tickets. And I like my pound for pound fighters to sell tickets and be stars in the sport. And I'm not too quite sure she's got that star status yet. But in terms of ability, she's second to none. So I'm gonna go for Claressa Shields for my number two. So in terms of your number one, then Yas, come on, give it to me. Who is it?
My number one is Claressa Shields. Like you said, she's undisputed in two weight classes. Her what's it called? Her CV says it all. She's a two-time gold medalist, Olympian.
Yeah.
She's only been beaten once as a pro and amateur. Look at all that she's achieved in the 12 fights that she's had. I am excited to see, where she's at. And remember, she's only 27 years old. She's got plenty more left in the tank for me. I'm excited to see where she's at in about 2 to 4 years.
Nice one. Yeah, you can't argue with that. My number one, I'm gonna have to go with Katie Taylor. For me, I think Katie Taylor, yes, she's undisputed in one weight class. She's a world champion in another. Claressa Shields is undisputed in two weight classes, which is an absolutely unbelievable feat. No fighter, female or male, is done that and being held them simultaneously. I think the difference is Katie Taylor is the star. For me, Katie Taylor, the emergence of Katie Taylor, it's no coincidence that I coincided with the rise of female boxing, particularly in the UK. And because of Katie Taylor, we're getting all these big fights. I think if Katie Taylor something was to happen to Katie Taylor when she would retire, what have you, all the tributes would point towards how she paved the way. She was a pioneer. She lit the torch and carried it. And all the big paydays, it's got to a point where now Katie Taylor is no longer a co-main or an undercard fighter headlined by a male. Katie Taylor can outright prove that females can headline their own shows. That for me is the difference. And Katie Taylor is now a star and a household star. She's not just talked about for connoisseurs like yourself and Josh and myself. She's a household star. I mean, you can bump into people on the street and they know who Katie Taylor is. In America, in Ireland, in the UK, Claressa Shields, I'm not too sure has that for me. So there's my number one. But guys, what do you think? Tell us in the comment section. Do you agree with Yas's list? Do you agree with my list? Or maybe you don't agree with any of our lists and you've got your own. Let us know what it is in the comment section. Guys, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And we see you guys real soon. Take care.